I'd like to call this meeting to order. This meeting of the Daviess County Fiscal Court to order. Today is Thursday, May 22, 2025. Commissioner Castlen, you want to lead us with a prayer and the pledge?
Thank you, Judge. Yes. If you could join me and stand, and please bow your head and pray with me. Heavenly Father, we come before you with grateful hearts, giving thanks for the beauty of this day and the gift of life under your Son. May it remind us of your constant grace and presence in our lives. Lord, on this Memorial Day weekend, we pause to remember and honor the brave men and women who laid down their lives in service to our country. We thank you for their sacrifice, and we pray comfort over the families who still carry the weight of that loss. Help us to never take for granted the freedom we enjoy because of their courage. As we reflect today, fill our hearts with compassion and kindness toward one another. Teach us to love as you love, generously, humbly, and without condition. May we honor those who gave their lives not only in remembrance, but by the way we live in unity, with respect and peace. Amen. Please join me in a pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Ready?
Brooke?
1. Consideration for presentation. A. Proclaim May 2025 as Older Americans Month.
Commissioner Castlen.
Yes, Judge, thank you. So for the proclamation. Whereas older Americans are significant members of our society, investing their time, wisdom, and experience to help enrich the lives of younger generations. And whereas communities benefit when people of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds have opportunities to participate and live independently, and the Senior Center is a catalyst for mobilizing the creativity, energy, vitality, and commitment of our older residents. And whereas through the wide array of services, programs, and activities offered through agencies like the Senior Center, our older citizens are empowered to participate in their community, which supports their individual choices about how they age. And whereas we affirm the dignity, self-worth, and independence of our older Americans by facilitating their decisions and actions, tapping into their experiences, skills, and knowledge, and enabling their continued contributions to the community. Now therefore, I, Charlie Castlen, Daviess County Judge Executive, do hereby proclaim May 2025 as Older Americans Month, and urge all to honor and celebrate our older Daviess County Americans and recognize those who work every day to enhance their well-being. Presented in Daviess County on May 22nd by the Honorable Judge Charlie Castlen.
Thank you, Commissioner. I think we have David Tucker here to receive this. And if you want, we'll come down and get our picture taken with you.
It's like the old days. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you, Fiscal Court members. We are honored to be able to serve our community and those residents who are 60 and over at the Senior Community Center. We are doing a lot of updates here recently to update our programming, to increase the reach that we have throughout our community, understanding that we're only reaching a small portion. So we're looking at trying to grab more seniors and get them involved in different activities. Your support is we couldn't imagine being without you because you have done so many great things for us. And in that, today we celebrated at the Senior Center with nearly 200 seniors, just celebrating their accomplishments and the way that they've given to our community. Just a small update for you, since I haven't seen some of you for a while. We are finally moving forward with that new building, and you'll be receiving an invitation as soon as I get the date for a groundbreaking. We're hoping in the next 2 or 3 weeks to be able to do that. The final plans came in with some numbers on Monday that the building is 26,800 square feet and a total of just under $5.5 million for the build, which means that with the money that you have put in place for us and the matching offer that you made for us back in January, we will have the money to build that new building. And as far as our fundraising efforts on that $500,000 that you offered us, we've raised about $240,000 of that. We have several grant applications out. Thank you. We have several applications out. We have several meetings upcoming with business leaders to see if we can persuade them to make some donations as well. And one of my favorite things is that the month of March was my 50th birthday, and the seniors came to my rescue to celebrate the 50 with donations, many of them giving anywhere from $50 to $500 to $1,000, and even one that walked in with a $10,000 check. So we're thankful for your support and the support that our community is showing us.
Okay. Thank you very much. Say it again. Would you like to introduce who you brought with you?
We have our board chair, Pam stood right, if you don't know her, one of the celebrities. My second in command, Karsten Tyndall, our county aging coordinator, and our office administrator, Melissa Tucker.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, all of you, for the work you do for our seniors. And Pam, I know you've been involved many years. Thank you for your support and your efforts. So you all do not have to sit through the rest of our meeting unless you're just pumped up and want to. So, all right. Thank you. Brooke?
B, Treasurer's Report for April of 2025.
Mr. Johnson.
As of April 30th, 2025, the total cash balance is $76,293,866.03 for all funds. General fund balance is $46,745,097.38. Minus operating reserve and restricted funds, cash for general fund operations is $37,027,130.59. All activity to date is normal, expected, and explainable. I have nothing else to report.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions for the treasurer?
C, Introduction of FEMA Intergovernmental Affairs Specialist August Dichter regarding April Daviess County flooding disaster.
Mr. Ball.
Thank you, Judge. Andy Ball, Daviess County Emergency Management Director. I'm here to introduce the assigned FEMA Intergovernmental Affairs representatives to the members of the Daviess County Fiscal Court. Before I do, I want to convey that they are not authorized to speak to the media or public on FEMA's behalf, but are instead FEMA's liaison to our local government officials. Should the media have FEMA-related questions, they should refer to FEMA External Affairs, whom we could provide contact information following the meeting. For public inquiries, there's also currently a FEMA team that is traveling throughout Daviess County knocking on doors of the residents who were affected by the April flooding. And also we're working on setting up a disaster recovery center referred to as a DRC, which is expected to open any day now. Public requests for information can be answered by these teams or by calling my office at 270-685-8448. With that, I'd like to introduce Intergovernmental Affairs Specialist August Dichter, who is here just basically to meet you guys face to face. And his manager, I believe, is running a little bit late. Her title is Intergovernmental Affairs Manager, and her name is Carolyn Robinson Tucker. August.
Thank you all for having me at this meeting today. It's an absolute honor to be at your courthouse. And I wanted to introduce myself, August Dichter, Intergovernmental Affairs Specialist. I am the liaison to the Federal Coordinating Officer and Joint Field Office here in Kentucky. I will send my information to the elected officials later today. Please do not hesitate to reach out with any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here, and thank you for the team that you've brought to serve our community.
Of course. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
2, consideration for approval. A, minutes of May 8th, 2025, Daviess County Fiscal Court meeting.
Motion to approve. I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. We've all had the minutes for a few days to review. Do I hear any corrections, additions, or deletions?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
B, all claims for all departments.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. These are the bills due and payable by Daviess County Fiscal Court. Are there any questions for the treasurer? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
C, contract with the Green River Area Development District for administrative services for the Daviess County Fiscal Court Hydrants project.
Motion to approve. I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Johnson.
During Fiscal Court Session 26 of 24, Fiscal Court approved a grant assistance agreement with the Kentucky Infrastructure Authority, or KIA, in the amount of $1.17 million for the Daviess County Fiscal Court Hydrants project. As a note, some of those funds were reallocated by GRAD and Fire Department management to other water and hydrant projects in the community. That was approved in Fiscal Court Session 10-3 of 24, so the new total is $1,018,443. This is the agreement for GRAD to administer that grant and submit required reporting and documentation to KIA. The agreement is standard. Their proposed fee is $15,000, which would be paid from the grant proceeds. I would recommend your approval.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions from the court for Mr. Johnson?
No.
Any questions from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
D, change order 10 for bid number 2324-67, Courthouse Renovation Project.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Johnson.
This change order is to add lockable pass-through openings to the windows in the election area of the clerk's office. This is to accommodate electronic voting books that will be used during the election season, such that they can be passed through the window from the public side to the staff side. The change order is in the amount of $2,241.85. Sufficient budgeted funds remain to cover the cost. Project Manager Joe Paul Bickett and County Clerk Leslie McCarty have reviewed the change order and recommend approval. I see no particular issues.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions from the court for Mr. Johnson?
No.
Any questions from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
E, waste tire grant agreement for fiscal year 2025-2026.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Johnson.
This is the annual waste tire grant application for the Solid Waste Department where, if it's awarded, the county is reimbursed the actual costs incurred for the recycling or disposal of waste tires up to $4,000 for fiscal year 25-26. This item is typical and reoccurring. I would recommend approval.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions from the court?
No.
Any questions from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
F, amendment number 5 to procurement and service agreement with International Paper Company.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Johnson.
This is an amendment to our agreement with International Paper that sets the tipping fee rate of the paper sludge that we receive from them. The reason we contract this rate is because their material has a beneficial reuse at the West Daviess County landfill at their current volume. International Paper has accepted our proposed rate of $19.26 per ton, which is up from $15 per ton. The amendment extends the contract to September 30th of 2028. Solid Waste Management has reviewed the amendment and recommends approval. Legal and I see no issues.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions from the court members? Any questions from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
G, contract with Axiom Architecture for Morton J. Holbrook Judicial Center Security Waiting Area Design Services.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Johnson.
Circuit Court Clerk Jennifer Basecker has approached the Administrative Office of the Courts, or AOC, about creating a secure waiting area for small claims and probate on the third floor of the Morton J. Holbrook Judicial Center. AOC has given approval for the county to move forward with securing drawings and bidding the project. This is the contract for Axiom Architecture to provide construction administration and produce the drawings and specifications for us to bid the project. The proposal is in the amount of $3,700 for service items 1 through 7. This expense will be reimbursed in full by AOC as a non-recurring project. I see no issues.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions from the court?
No.
Any questions from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
H, renew contract with Ricky Moore Trucking, LLC, for the City of Henderson Transfer Station operations and hauling.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Johnson.
We have an interlocal agreement with the City of Henderson to operate their transfer station and receive their solid waste material. We subcontract that operation and hauling service with Ricky Moore Trucking, LLC. This is the renewal of the existing contract with Ricky Moore Trucking for an additional 3-year period. Per the terms of the agreement, the contract rates can be adjusted for CPI. This year's CPI adjustment would be 2.3%, resulting in a transport rate of $13.81 per ton, which is up from $13.50 per ton, and an operation rate of $42,966 per month, up from $42,000 per month. These rates are paid to Ricky Moore Trucking, LLC, and are mitigated by the tipping fees charged to the City of Henderson. Solid Waste Management has reviewed the contract and recommends approval. Legal and I have reviewed it and see no issues. I would recommend your approval.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions from the court?
No.
Any questions from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
I, lease agreement with Ricky Moore Trucking, LLC, for transit vehicle.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Johnson.
In connection to the agreement with Ricky Moore Trucking to operate the City of Henderson transfer station on the court's behalf, Daviess County Fiscal Court leases a transit vehicle to Ricky Moore to facilitate the operation. The prior lease for this unit ran from June 1 of 2020 to May 31 of 2025, so this is a replacement lease for continued operations. Again, Solid Waste Management has reviewed the lease and recommends approval. Legal and I have reviewed it and see no issues. I would recommend your approval.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court? Any questions or comment from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
J, 2025-2026 roadway resurfacing list.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Duper.
Yes, good evening, Judge. I have listed below the 2025-26 road resurfacing list, and I'm going to list each road off individually. For the East District, Scythia Road between Free Silver Road and Kentucky 1389, Miller's Mill Road between Kentucky 142 and Masonville Habit Road, Roy Wells Road between Kentucky 144 and Wright's Landing Road, Cedar Hills Subdivision, it begins at Kentucky 54 and it's all county streets, Brown Court from Kentucky 144 to end of pavement, Hubert Court, it's Kentucky 144 to end of pavement, Stewart Court, Kentucky 144 to end of pavement. There's an alley that runs parallel between 144 and it's between Brown Court and Stewart Court. B&B Court between Kentucky 144 and Dean Court. Dean Court between Kentucky 144 and B&B Court. And Riverside Drive between Kentucky 144 and Redbud Road. For the Central District, we have Maceville Habit Road between US 231 and Millers Mill Road. For the West District, I have Old Ledan Bridge Road between Kentucky 279 to Haycraft Road, the Friendly Village subdivision from Kentucky 81 to all the county streets in that subdivision, and West Fifth Street Road between Ledan Bridge Road and Worthington Road. This gives us a total of 12.8, almost 13 miles of road for the next fiscal year paving list.
Thank you, Mr. Duper. Are there any questions or comments by the court? Commissioner Condor.
Thank you, Judge. Engineer Duper, if you could, approximately how much money do we think we're going to be spending this year, and compare that number to the last year's budget and whether or not our number of miles that we're paving compared to the amount of money we have is going down? If you have those numbers, please, just approximately.
This previous fiscal year, we did, the current one we're doing about 18 miles, and the asphalt prices about stayed the same, so it's pretty comparable, so.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Engineer.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other? Commissioner Marksberry?
Thank you, Judge. Yes, I would just like to ask for the guests that are here and those that might be watching online, how does a road make the list? What is the process to put the roads on there?
The process is me and my staff underneath me, Jeff King, my construction inspector, Eddie Reddish, my road supervisor, and Danny Roberts, my road foreman. The four of us team together throughout the year, and we inspect roads, especially those three because they're driving them every day as well. They create a short list, and then they collaborate with me, and we make the final list based on what we see as the worst roads in the county, and that's distresses in the asphalt pavement, such as potholes or base failures, and we make all the determinations which ones, how we can fit it in with the budget. So it's based, the way we rank our roads is these are the worst rated roads in the county. We just use our own judgment to identify that.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Also, people may notice there's more on the east side. If you would mind just to explain that, please.
So based on the current geographic districts between the three of the west, central, and east, the districts are divided up. 46% of the miles in Daviess County that we maintain are in the east district, followed by 20% of the overall miles that we maintain in the central, and 34% in the west. And we reflect the amount of miles based on that percentages. So this year we're doing just a little bit above that 40%. We're doing 51% in the east, 30 in the west, and almost at 20 in the central.
Very good, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
K, award bid number 2425-81, fire inspection services.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Ms. Sturgeon?
Yes, Judge. We received 4 bids and recommend award to the best evaluated bid submitted by Courthouse Fire and Security for the attached schedule of rates for the contract period of July 1st of 2025 to June 30th of 2026. Previously, all fire inspection services were handled by individual service agreements by location. This bid encompasses all county facilities that require these services under one service contract. Please note we are not recommending the lowest bid due to an exception maintenance management finds to be unacceptable. Courthouse Fire and Security is a known vendor. There were no exceptions to the specification, and I would recommend approval.
Thank you, Ms. Sturgeon. Any questions or comments from the court? Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
L, award bid number 2425-82, generator replacement project.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Ms. Sturgeon?
We received 3 bids and recommend award to the lowest and best evaluated bid submitted by Westerfield Electric LLC in the amount of $74,000 for the generator replacement at the Daviess County Detention Center. This project is for the replacement of the generator located at Building 3 at the Daviess County Detention Center, which come to the end of its useful life. Earlier this spring, Building 3 generator failed during a routine test, and replacement parts have become unavailable due to obsolescence. Currently, there is a portable generator in place to meet the needs of the facility as required by the Department of Corrections until a permanent solution can be put in place. Westerfield Electric is a known vendor. There were no exceptions to the specification, and I would recommend approval.
Thank you, Ms. Sturgeon. Any questions or comments from the court?
No.
Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
M, accept the resignation of Jerome Hernandez effective May 16th of 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. I want to wish Mr. Hernandez well and thank him for his service to our community. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
N, promote Kevin Payne to heavy equipment operator effective May 25th of 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. I want to congratulate Mr. Payne on his promotion and wish him continued success as our employee. Any other comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
O, reclassify David Smith as Park Director effective May 25th of 2025.
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. I want to thank Mr. Smith for his service to our community in this new position. I just want to read a statement I have here. In October 2024, I asked David Smith to serve as the interim Parks Director. And while I considered long-term options, during this interim period, Mr. Smith has expressed an interest in assuming the role on a permanent basis. Now that he has served in that role for 6 months, I believe an adequate amount of time has passed to evaluate his request, and I'm satisfied with Mr. Smith's performance, and I'm recommending that we reclassify David Smith as Daviess County Parks Director effective 5/25/25. So, anyway, any other comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
P, approval to A, waive Section 9 of Chapter 11 of the Administrative Code. B, create the new position of Public Safety Director. C, promote Jeremy Smith to be the Public Safety Director effective May 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. I've got a statement on this action I want to read too. First of all, before let's forget, I want to say thank you, Jeremy, for all your years of service to our community, and thank you for agreeing to serve in this capacity. After I was elected, and even before I took office, I spent a lot of time thinking about the fiscal court's responsibility in preparing for and responding to emergencies and disasters. As Judge Executive, I've had many discussions with our staff and peers across the state. And because of the events that have hit our county and other regions in others in our region, I still spend time thinking about how we could improve our plans and resources to protect and assist the public when these events occur. Timing is everything, and I think that we are in a very unique position to be able to try something new. I'm proposing a new position titled Public Safety Director with the goal of improving our public safety preparedness and response. Specifically, I would expect this new position to maximize interagency communication and cooperation, to develop and update organizational emergency response and protocols, to enhance communication with staff and all affected agencies, to assure that Daviess County consistently has the highest quality resources and services for public safety, to serve as project manager for the development and construction of the new public safety facility. Currently, Fire Chief Jeremy Smith possesses the required training, technical knowledge, competence, communication skill, organizational knowledge, and decision-making ability necessary to work with all of the stakeholders in order to improve Daviess County's ability to protect and assist the public. I am completely confident in recommending promoting Chief Smith to this position. I believe that consolidating the supervision of EMA and fire department will provide efficiency of operations, consistency in supervision, and create a designated point of contact for public communication and dissemination of information in emergency situations. Today, this new position will be partially funded by attrition, but over the next few years, there is a real possibility that none of the costs are incremental by combining positions or further attrition. And again, thank you, Jeremy, for agreeing to serve in this capacity. Any other comments? Commissioner Condor.
Thank you, Judge. Yes, Jeremy, a good night for yourself, and even this coming weekend on your marriage. So hopefully that is good and blessed for the rest of your life. To all the other firefighters that are here, thank you every day for all that you've done and all that you will do. As I've always said, be safe, come home. Thank you, Judge.
Amen. You're welcome, sir. Anyone else?
Yep.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Q, hire Braxton Franey as seasonal park attendant effective upon successful completion of pre-employment screenings.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Want to congratulate Braxton on his hire and wish him success as our employee. Anyone else? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
R, appoint Joanna Kendall to the Greenwood Cemetery Board effective May 1st of 2025 through April 30th of 2028.
Motion to approve?
A second.
Got a motion and a second. I want to thank Ms. Kendall for agreeing to serve in this capacity. I want to thank Ms. Daisy James for the many years that she served on this board. And all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3, consideration for discussion. A, other business to be brought before the Davis County Fiscal Court. There is none that I'm aware of. B, public comments.
This is a part of the meeting where we invite those who are in the audience to come forward, state your name and address for the record, speak to any item other than those that have been covered on the agenda.
I'm Claudia Ramish. I live at 2215 Bluff here in Owensboro. I'm come for the Owensboro Davis County Ministerial Association to invite you and the public to the Faith Fest Spring event, which will be next Friday, May 30th at the mosque. It will be a joint dialogue between Dr. Asidu Kalik and Father Larry Hostetter on walking toward God and the spiritual practice of pilgrimage.
Thank you.
Did you say what time that was? 1:30. 1:30. Thank you. Okay.
Is there anyone else wish to speak to any item other than those items that were on the agenda?
C, comments by Davis County Fiscal Court.
Commissioner Castlen.
Thanks, Judge. The only ones I have just, this weekend is Memorial Day weekend. Ask that everybody use good judgment as you're out celebrate. If you're just celebrating that you're off Monday, please still use good judgment for that as well. But as I said in the prayer, to keep in mind what this weekend is about. Davis County has, in the city of Owensboro, we have a lot of different events that celebrate what Memorial Day is actually about with those that have gone and fought and died to defend our country's rights and freedoms. And please find some way to celebrate that is actually giving honor to those people that have done that. That's all I have, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Condor.
Thank you, Judge. And to be able to reference what Commissioner Castlen is talking about, there are so many events that you can attend this weekend. And I know that there are different media outlets that have that listed, whether it be for Saturday or whether it be for Monday. There are plenty of opportunities to remember those that have given all to be able to protect our freedoms and to be able to have the rights that we have. Please look at them. It makes a difference whenever you show up. It truly does, especially to those that have lost. Finally, last night was Davis County High School's graduation. Wanted to give just a little bit of shout out to certain individuals that were there directing traffic. It was packed out. I mean, packed out. So whenever our sheriff deputies are there to have traffic control, it makes a difference. Even though tempers might have been a little short on blowing horns and everything else, it still was done very well and very professionally. So Sheriff Youngman, the crew did a very good job. Thank you very much for the training of what they did. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Marksberry.
Thank you, Judge. We've got a room full of first responders here tonight. I just want to thank all of you, from the EMA to the fire to the Sheriff's Department, and you guys have had a busy spring, and we just continue to be grateful for you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And I, too, want to take an opportunity to thank all those first responders who are present. Sheriff, you're with us every meeting. I appreciate that as well. A couple of the commissioners have mentioned there are a number. I've got a list here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 Memorial Day weekend events that you could. Actually, the first one was Tuesday. Rolling Thunder came by at 6 p.m. at the Shelton Memorial to remember those who are POWs that have never been, were not missing in action. That's what they are, that have never been returned home. Excuse me. And there's any number of events. The only thing I would like to encourage folks to do is find one of these events, as Commissioner Condor said. Look on the VFW's got a post on their website where you can see a list. I do know it's got an error on it. I think they're supposed to be correcting it. I know the Owensboro Times has had a list, and normally the Messenger Inquirer also publishes a list of events. I would encourage you to take some time this weekend to attend one of these events. I've attended lots of them over the years, and I think they're well done, and I think you'll be pleased that you did. I do want to mention on Monday, May 26th, there is a Memorial Day service at the Sports Center parking lot. It's put on by the Owensboro Davis County Veterans Organization at 11 o'clock a.m. And I mention it specifically because there's always a solemn roll call as part of the program of all those veterans with Davis County connections that have died since last Memorial Day. And a lot of folks like to come in the year that they've lost a loved one. So just a reminder to folks on that. I want to mention that there were 3 Davis County Middle School educators that won WKU Distinguished Educator Awards recently. This was published May 19. Just want to congratulate Sarah Appleby, Melissa Embry, and Danielle Mead. So congratulations to them. Also, I want to continue saying my thank yous to those who do the Cash for Trash program. This time we have Brushy Fork Baptist Church, also Meadowlands Elementary School. The numbers are down, and there's only 2 entities. I'm assuming that's because of all the rain we've had. But anyway, 0.24 tons and 72 bags of trash collected. But I want to say thank you to them, and Commissioner Connor, I want to thank you for your continued efforts as well. Yes, sir. Well, you and I are on the same page on that. Anything else, Bert? All right. Without further business, this meeting is adjourned.